Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. We're talking about the new uh, proposed regulations on the waiver of the 3 to 10 year bar. It's a fairly big change in procedure because you used to have to leave the United States in order to submit the waiver. And so what would happen is people were just afraid to go, understandably, because if it wasn't approved, they'd be outside the country for 10 years away from their spouse, their children, their work, everything. And the reality is it's too hard for people to be separated like that. And finally, immigration, the president, and all the persons involved with getting these new regulations have realized that there needs to be a more humane way to submit the waiver so that it minimizes the separation and gives a better idea of whether it'll actually be approved or not. So on January 6th, 2012, so just last week basically, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services posted a notice of intent in the Federal Register, which outlined its plan to reduce the time that U.S. citizens are separated from their spouses and children under certain circumstances while those family members go through the process of becoming lawful permanent residents in the United States. Now, currently, spouses and sons and daughters of U.S. citizens who have accrued a certain period of unlawful presence in the United States, as stated, they have to leave as part of the immigration process, and they're barred from returning for 3 to 10 years. So the waiver, basically, where they show extreme hardship to their family members, allows them to return back. So the issue is not whether they don't have to submit the waiver or do, or whether there's a new kind of waiver. That's not the issue. The issue is the procedures of how to submit it. So the proposed regulations actually streamline the process of these individuals, and it's based solely on the unlawful presence waiver, nothing else. And USCIS proposes to process their waiver applications inside the United States before the American family separates and leaves each other, awaiting a year or longer to be together. And it only applies to immigrants who are eligible for the visa. So obviously, if they're not eligible for a visa, it won't work. Okay, so more on the coming videos on these new procedures and how to take advantage of them.